Greetings everyone, how are you? Today I'm sharing with you a photo I took of Doug, Hugs from Doug, on Instagram. I'll put his little link in the description of this video. And if you like this photo, you can visit our Patreon, patreon.com/mattandblue, where I share additional photos from this shoot, maybe even a sexy one. I mean, sexier than this. You know, if you're into sexier things. That will be on our Patreon. Right now I'm showing you this photo because it's one of my favorite photos from the shoot. This shoot was a couple weeks ago. Met Doug, great guy, really enjoyable to be around, easy to laugh with, and that lent to a really smooth, easy session. We just kind of hung out and talked about poses and things that inspired us, and took some photos and walked to lunch and just hung out. And again, a great experience. And I felt like I left that session after countless hours. We were there all day, and I made new friends, and that's the best part about being a photographer. So this photo is one of my personal favorites, and I know Doug liked it too. And I've already done multiple renders of it. Today, I'm gonna do another one because I like it so much, and I just feel like they've all been good. All the renders I've done have been great, but I'm just going to do one more for the sake of sharing, and maybe this is the one that I love the most. Who knows? We'll see. So, starting off, it's a great photo as is. I'm not real happy with the white balance I had. I did change it a couple times throughout this session because we used natural light. I did have one kind of lighting globe set up, but he had big windows, and so it was lots of natural light. So as the day went on, lights kept changing, and I don't think I had the right color balance for this, or white balance. So we're gonna see if we can correct that a little bit right here in the beginning. I'm gonna go down to, and let me back up. I'm all over the place because I really want to take a bite of this apple. It's a frothy apple though, but it's still good. It's just a little, you know, when it's like applesauce contained by an apple shell, that's kind of what the inside tastes like. But I like applesauce, so it's okay. I'm editing on Adobe Lightroom. I don't do any real heavy photoshopping, not yet. I want to get into it. I haven't gotten there quite yet. And so I will remove a couple things, impurities, or like a couple of these hairs I'm gonna remove, show you how I do that. Real simple. If anybody edits on Lightroom, you know how easy the AI tool is. In fact, let's just do it. All right, here's just falling out of my mouth. And this is really bad form to talk with your mouth full of food, but this is my video and I'm gonna do it if I want to. And you can't do nothing about it. Right here under the little eraser, you go over to your remove tool. And I'm just going to trace this guy. If you're not familiar with this, y'all are gonna just poop your pants when you see what happens here. Give it a 3, 2, 1. Bam, she's gone. So we're just gonna hit this guy and maybe this guy here. Those ones don't really bother me. They're kind of off to the side. I mean, I could take them out. I don't know. Let's see what happens. I mean, I feel like I kind of see that one. I'm gonna delete it. No! Did it delete all of them? No, okay. I'm gonna use the heal tool. Let's see if I can, that was super crooked. And again, I'm going to delete that. There we go. I'm just going to zoom in, go a little tighter, do a little heel on it. Again, so crooked. I need a mouse. I work off a trackpad, and I could do a lot better if I had a mouse, but I really don't want anything else on my desk. All right. Yeah. Look at that. What are you talking about? What loose hairs? Doug? Come on, Douglas. And then up here on the forehead, we have a couple. I'm just do not have much control over my trackpad today. We're gonna go over that. Poof. Yeah, I know. Oh my gosh, I cannot stay on the hair. It's not gonna cover it, is it? No, not really. I'm gonna widen my brush here and just kind of come down and do one swoop. Problem is, once you hit it, you can't really go back and do it again. That does not look good. All right, let's zoom out. Yeah, I think that's fine. Look, there, not there. Oof, this is not fine. This guy right here, this needs to go. No, why? Sometimes it picks the worst. So you see how it does it? It just kind of like uses another part of the complexion that is similar and covers it all up. We got some spots up here we're gonna hit. I could send this feather out a little bit more. I don't like that. Again, I don't know why it chose that. This is much more of a, okay. Let's see, a couple of these dark spots might show up after all is said and done. I might have to switch over to the remove the erase tool because a lot of times, yeah. So the healing tool will pull off of similar complexions. So a lot of times it'll just copy another dark spot, which I guess kind of makes sense to me. But with this tool here, you're pretty good to go. You can just kind of hit some of these darker spots. A lot of these probably wouldn't show up by the time I'm done editing this photo, but just in case, I'm gonna pull some of these little blackheads, which is crazy to me. This is my camera, so when I first met Doug, when I walked up and shook his hand, I looked at his skin and thought, wow, what beautiful skin. And he still looks like, look at it, like beautiful skin, super clear. But this camera is like just shoots so close that it just picks up every single pore. So, this is the worst apple. Hold on, I've got to chop this. Oh, it's falling apart everywhere. I got applesauce on my floor. Where's that dog? Ernest! Dog! Ernest! 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 Pick this up out. Ooh, yum, yum, yum. Good boy. Want that too? You get that after. Good dog. All right. Sorry for the interruption. Where were we at? All right, we're hitting some blemishes. I really feel like that's kind of all I need to do. I mean, I could try to hit some of these spots on the eye. Their veins sometimes really stand out because of the color. Stand out through whatever kind of colors you are shading it. So I might just, anything that stands out real bold to me right now, I might just kind of take down just a little bit. Maybe this here, this there. Let's see how that looks. Sometimes it looks a little spotty. I wish they made them in, I wish you could change the shape of it. So instead of a square, it could be a rectangle or whatever, but AI developing, right? It'll get better. All right, so I like where we are. There's nothing else I want to soften. So now we're gonna go down and we can hit this little button on the bottom right here where my cursor is, and you can click it and it will show you the, where's the original? There's the original. You see a hair up here on his forehead. Click it again. Those are the edits we've made. So that's where we are now. I'm gonna come down here to the color grading and I'm going to mix up his skin tone. It's very pink right now, but I'm going to go for, I'm gonna start with shadows. I want to give it like a green. I want to give it like a 70s type vibe where it's like the shadows are a little more green. And I want his face a little warmer. Nice, just like that. And I'm gonna pull this up a little bit. Now that, whoa, that's really, it's really out there. And highlights. I might just kind of leave the highlights where they're at. That doesn't feel... Okay. That's where we're at with the orange. We can increase that. We can take it down. Here's this one little thing that stands out to me, and that is the little eye socket here. I get, when I get a picture taken, my eyes, the color beneath my skin really shows through. And it's kind of the case here. So what tool do I want to do? I think we're gonna go brush. Select the brush and pick a spot, and I'm just gonna hit it. Oh, all right, that's a little better. I don't want to make it real obvious. I just want it to be, yeah, just so it's a little less contrasty with those colors. See where we kind of hit those when I turn it there. Maybe a little warmth. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh. All right, I'm gonna let it breathe there for a minute because I don't want to go overboard. You don't want to look like you've been face tuned, okay? All right, so listen, we're gonna move on from there. All right. Actually, there is one other brush tool I'm going to use for this area. I'm just going to pull down the saturation a little bit. Right here on his nose, if you follow my cursor, there's, again, and it's so minor, but I'm just going to see if I can run my cursor up there just a little bit. And I pull down the saturation, that's about -10 or 12. It's just applesauce in my throat. Right. Yeah. And you know what? While we're here, I'm gonna add another brush, and then I'm gonna come up here to let's see what I want to do. Exposure, and I'm going to just hit his eyebrows, just real quick. Hit his eyebrows, and you see it barely does anything. I might even turn it down. Ooh, that's a little too much. And I just want to make his eyebrow features a little bit more. I'm going to trace these eyelashes. I don't want hers to get, lost or anything. I want them to stand out still. You're not doing a whole lot. You're just kind of like hitting and touching little spots. Nothing too cray. Okay. That way they just kind of show more. You're not adding anything besides what you'd see in person. Okay. All right. I don't think this one needs much. Just a fast, quick click and a quick drag of the cursor. Those two didn't look good. All right, let's see, where are we at there? This one doesn't really look good either. Let's delete that. All right. But since I have this, you know, I might just kind of go over the whole bit of the beard area and kind of ooh, yeah, daddy. Kind of bounce that up. Did a very thick scruff, not gruff, Billy Goat gruff. So that kind of, yeah, I like that. All right, so from here, let's go back to our main edit color page. Let's bounce over to the original and see where we're at. So there we have the original, very pink in tonage, skin tone, and a little more affected, which I'm absolutely about. I'm feeling like I need to see some stuff in the room happen before I go further. So I'm gonna kick in a little vignette, bring the midpoint. So you can go opposite, don't feather, like reduce the feather so you kind of see where your midpoint is taking you, which I kind of like to do. And then you gotta change the shape in a way there. And then you can bring the feather back so you see where that kind of fades. And the more you bring the feather in, the more into the sides it will kind of fade. I might just kind of leave it there. And from there, how are we with the noise? I do shoot in raw uncompressed, and sometimes there's a lot of noise. I don't think that's a problem here, but play with the luminance. Just to, all right, so check this out. Let's pick an area. Let's pick this left eye right here. Okay, so that's as it is. And I'm gonna kick the luminance, 35. And it looks like it makes it blurry, right? Well, when you draw out, because this is a very large file, it just doesn't look blurry. It's crazy. But at the same time, I don't know what I like more. I like the raw aspect of the photo, but I also like everything kind of like being, the noise going away and feeling tighter and more contrasty in a way, I guess. Oof, that eye is kind of bugging me. And we're gonna enable lens correction too, because that's helpful. It just kind of pops it back out. Let's throw some grain on there and see what the grain looks like, because I always love some grain. So let's pick an area. How about this hairline right here? That's a good light and dark. So this is as it is, right? There's no grain there. So if we kick up the grain, watch that, the line where his forehead meets his hairline, it's going to look like film. And anybody who shoots on film probably like, it's not cool, but I don't shoot on film. I shoot on digital. And I love the way this looks. It reminds me of a magazine, like an editorial. And I really, really love it. I'm gonna let it live there for a minute while I jump over to the eyes. Now, I'm a big fan of making eyes pop, and not in the way you think, in the way of a tool to make your eyes pop. So I'm over in the remove tool, and I'm going to use the erase, the straight up. So you have the erase, you have the heal, and you have the clone. So the clone will copy it, the heal will kind of like take areas of similar complexion and kind of mask it, and then you can decide the capacity, so it'll kind of be more or less of that space that you're copying, depending on what you choose. And then you have, and this is newer to me because it was on the most recent update that I updated. You have the straight up remove, and this is AI generated, and that's what did I use it on this? I forget what I used. I think I used this in the beginning, right? All these edits kind of turning into a blur. Why am I talking about this? What was I going to remove? I wasn't going to remove anything. No, I shouldn't even be talking about this. I'm not in the right spot. I'm talking about brushes. So I'm going to add a new brush. Actually, Shawnice, go Shawnice. It's your birthday. We're going to party like it's your birthday. All right, so back to the remove. So I'm going to try to use this tool here, if I can find my cursor. I seriously have no idea where my cursor went. I think my computer is rendering and doesn't like what I'm doing to it right now. All right, so where was I at? Right here. And I'm going to use this tool to, see that little spot right there? Well, that's the lamp I had in the room. That's my globe. And while that's okay, there's nothing wrong with that being there. There's already a light in the pupil, so I'm going to use this AI tool, and it didn't quite do what I wanted it to do. I'm going to delete that. And I'm going to come back up here to the heal tool, and I'm going to hit that with the heal tool. And it's going to take it from a place that works much better. I'm going to reduce the feather on it so it's more of a, there you go. Look at that. And I'm going to leave this other reflection in the pupil because that seems more appropriate to me. And I'm fine with a little bit. I'm going to hit this spot here, and it's going to copy. Yeah, I guess that's okay. Yeah, okay. So now that I've done that part, I'm going to kick it down to the brush where I was before. And that, no. This is the problem when the computer starts working overtime and I'm not letting it catch up and it's rendering. It freezes and glitches, and then I end up doing something and I don't know what I just did. All right, I undid the brush stroke. So I'm going to put on the brush. It looks like I want a separate brush. I need a new brush. This new brush, I'm going to come down here and increase the clarity and the texture, but increase or decrease the dehaze. And the computer is going to have a BF right now, but we're going to circle this nice and slow, ever so gently, and wait. Don't piss off the computer. Don't. There, I did it. I pissed it off. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. All right, so saw that, right? It's just a little bit, kind of makes it pop. So we're gonna do the same to this. Okay. I pissed it off again. All right, so that's where we are with the colors. Now it's really extreme. I want it to be natural looking. But while I have it here. Actually, I said that was good, but I think that I need maybe just a little bit more. All right. Scratch. Let's come over here and we're gonna make it pop a little bit more with some color, a little bit more blue, and just a smidget of green. Just a smidget. More than a smidget? No. Maybe a little less blue. And I do want to see if I can maybe delete just a little bit right here. It looks a little dark and I want it to be a little light and I want it to be a little more dark right there. All right, so where are we at? I think I need to turn down the dehaze or turn up the dehaze. All right, so we're gonna go back over to here and find, I believe this is it, the latest one, right? Click this guy. And we're just going to bring this down just a wee bit. There we go. And maybe even just pull this up a little bit. It all just looks a little extreme. All right, let's see before. Before? No, there we go. Before. Oh, I didn't even do that. Before and after. Whoa. Before. Come on already. Where's the after? All right, after. Okay, I'm liking this. I do want to revisit. I'm going to pop down here and we're going to revisit these hair colors. I want to bring some more warmth in to the skin. And then I'm going to bring these around. Interesting. I don't think that's quite right, but it is rather striking. I do like this. If I can. So I'm liking the tones of him, but it's a little too much together with the background. There's no, I'm not seeing any it all is, I need some contrast. So I just have selected a brush. It's just like the brush that I use to do his eyebrows and his beard. And I'm just gonna go through and kind of do a rough, not even gonna get real fancy with it. Like my computer's pissed off at me again. I'm very easy to be pissed off at, I think is the lesson. But already just that little bit of cool brought to the back, it just gives it a little bit of a contrast. So I like that. And I'm gonna just kind of hit this a little bit. And you know where else I might use this same brush, because there is a bit of a I mean, I'm not even touching it right now, and it's doing this all on its own. Up here in the eyes, I might see if the same tone would be appropriate for his eyes, just to make them a little less. Oh, I think that's too blue. Here in Duckburg. Yeah. See, my computer just does not want to cooperate with me right now. I need a new computer, y'all. The contrast is nice though. I mean, I think it just has to be a different brush because I don't think it's too extreme. So we're gonna erase that and put that back. Maybe. There we go. All right, so let's add a brush. And we'll come down here and we'll say a little cool and a little less saturation. A little less saturation, a little more action, please. Not the words. Okay. And I can tell the computer is doing its thing. And I'm gonna go real slow and, nope, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Give it too much information and it just can't do its job. One command at a time. Super subtle. I don't feel like you even see it all that much. I think we could probably, let's try and turn down the saturation a little bit more. That's 9, let's go 15 and see what happens. Yeah, so you see there's more of a draw in the eye because the white of the eye shows a little more contrast from the skin. The background is now contrasted from the skin as well. So he looks nice and cozy and warm. I do think I want to add a little bit of something to it. So we're going to come down here and visit the clarity. Kick that down a little bit and a little bit more. Okay, get a little darker. Bring up the texture and then bring down the dehaze. Do I want to bring it down or bring it up? I think I want to bring it down. Let's see where that leads us. Well, my computer has a panic attack again. Here in Duckburg. Oh, that might be a little too much. Just a little too much. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. All right. Let's see where this takes us. Do the dog. Do the dog. Let's show the pits. I do not have that much hair in my pits. Hugs for dogs. He's got the hair. If you're looking for hairy pits, Doug's your man. Render. It's still not rendering. I can tell it's not crisp. It's the computer's still doing it. It's trying to figure it out. All right, listen though. I think that's it. I like the tonnage. I like the coloring. Maybe I'll add a little bit of a fade. And maybe I don't hate that. Let's stabilize this line. Whoa, that is not a straight line at all. Let's bring down a little bit of this. Oh, No. Easy. No. No. You double click whatever you clicked here on the fade line, it'll go away. I don't know if it needs it though. I do like a bit of a fade, but I think it might be taking away from. Yeah, I like this. I like this a lot. I like his face. I like the aperture. I like the grain. I like the tones. I like his eyes. I'm happy with this. And I think I'm gonna keep it this way. Finished, final product. I'm happy with it. I like it. And that's gonna be final. So let's, one last time, before, and on its own, great photo. After, a little moodier, a little more stylized color-wise, and I feel like I like it. The only thing I might do, because why not, let's turn on some warmth and see what happens. Yeah, you can even kind of get a little crazy with the warmth if you want to make it warmer, because there is that contrast now that the whole photo is not going to turn warm because I made that background cooler. Anyhow, there you go. That's a blue Hamilton photo. There you have it. So if you want to see these and maybe slightly more adult versions of some of these shoots that I do, you can join our Patreon, patreon.com/mattandblue. That's all I got for y'all. Peace to the world. Thanks for watching. Go to my Instagram, follow me, give this picture a like.